Listen, y'all. Listen, y'all. The Lakers just got embarrassed on Christmas Day. Embarrassed each and every single Laker fan out here, man. Um, this is the post game recap, but I'm not too happy, man. I'm trying to be as positive as possible due to the fact that it's Christmas night, But 119 to 96 getting blown out for the third straight time in a row. First time in the year that the Lakers have lost 3 games in a row. And back to back to back blowout. Something's really wrong with this roster. We're going to get right into it. But 119 to 96, there's a lot going on with this team. First of all, the Lakers got cooked by the Rockets this Christmas Day, primarily due to complete defensive breakdown and lack of effort. They were not interested in this ball game. All right. We allowed Houston to dominate the paint, get to the rim with ease throughout the game. They're younger, faster, more athletic. They exploited the mismatches. They racked up 50 points in the paint by halftime alone, while the Lakers provided minimal resistance all game long. All right. Especially on contesting wide open shots. Now, offensively, LA has struggled to generate consistent scoring. And again, this goes back to my theory and what I've been telling you guys about this team and why they're struggling. Right? The chemistry isn't there. They're playing individual basketball. If I have to pull up the stats again to prove it, I will. All right. Again, I don't care what nobody says. The Lakers only had 20 assists tonight. We continue to get under 30. We're not playing as a unit. And what's worse, Austin Reeves went down with an injury. But it was non-efficient, man. This game was completely non-efficient. Let's start with LeBron James. 7 for 13 from the field, 18 points. Not enough. 5 assists to 3 turnovers, really bad. He did have 2 steals and a block, but he was minus 33 from the plus minus. Rui Hachimura, a fucking bagel on Christmas Day. That's the type of shit that'll get you traded, Rui. And I love Rui, but I said it. He gives you 1 good game and 3 bad ones. This is one of the 3 bad ones. On 28 minutes, 0 points, 0 for 6, 0 for 3 from beyond the arc, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal, and he's minus 29 from the field. DeAndre Ayton, 5 for 6 from the field. He needs more shots, but he only had 2 rebounds. Embarrassing. We need more than that from our big in 36 minutes, okay? Luka Doncic in 34 minutes, 25 points, 9 for 17, 7 assists, 6 turnovers. Take care of the freaking ball. I'm trying not to curse this Christmas, but take care of the ball, y'all. Take care of the ball. Seriously, we can't win without that. Austin Reeves, 5 for 8 from the field, gets injured, only plays 15 minutes. Horrible. Jared Vanderbilt was our best player tonight. 11 points on 4 for 6 from the field, plus 5 on the plus minus. Again, that man needs to start. I've been saying it. I'll continue to say that shit. But the chemistry is shot. This Laker team, chemistry is shot right now, man. And there's a couple of things we can do to try to fix that. But everybody, shout out to Rich Paul. I said it last video. I'll say it again. I don't care how much pushback I get from all the, the fanboys and the fangirls. The chemistry is shot ever since he flapped his stinking ass gums. Ever since then, the chemistry's been shot. They're not playing together. I've been saying it. Again, the numbers don't lie. Look at the numbers. We're not sharing the rock. 20 assists, not even close to 30. What a bad game. That's why Luka's been playing bad lately. Not only Luka, everybody's been playing bad lately. Rui had a bagel. Rui didn't get the ball again. 0 for 6. That's why he didn't get the ball, my guy. That's why he didn't get the ball. It's disgusting. The effort is disgusting. No defense. No defense. It's horrible, guys. It's horrible how we're playing right now. It's disgusting. The effort is not there. He said, I feel JJ might not be the coach for Luka. We need an elite defensive to be contenders. JJ refused to change the starting lineup. I think he should start with a tanking team first. You might be onto something. He hasn't made much adjustments. Look, the only reason Austin didn't start in the second half is because of his injury. But let's be honest, man. Rui need to get removed. Exiled from the starting lineup. All right. Put in Jared Vanderbilt. Not because of his offense, but because of his defense. He was the only player tonight to have a plus minus. And anytime he was out there, we made a run. Okay. So we need to play the players that are going to play defense. We have enough offense? Apparently not, because we didn't even get to 100 points again tonight. We've been dog shit on offense, but we've been even worse on defense. We give up 119 points and we only scored 96 in our house on Christmas. And again, I don't want to rage, trying to keep it together, but this is frustrating, man. This is frustrating. This team needs a lot. Yes, we need a starting lineup change for sure. Yes, we need trades, obviously, for sure. But man, I wish Rich Paul never said nothing, because ever since he did, we haven't been playing as a unit for whatever the reason. For whatever the reason. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Merry Christmas, Isaiah Jordan. Appreciate the super chat, man. He said, with this defense, I can see us dropping into a playing team. We need defenders. Defense is a disgrace. And we have defenders. We have Vando. We got Marcus Smart. We have, for God's sake, we got young players, man. We got young players like my guy, Adu Thero. Play him. He only played 3 minutes. We need young, able bodies like that, man. The league is trending towards the youth. Play him. We have it. We'll get his training for a defender if this man doesn't play him, just like he did in Vandal for 8 games. Right? That's all I got to say, Isaiah Jordan. But appreciate the super chat, bro. True, we were bad at defense. By the way, if you guys want the phone lines, hit the like button. We get to 300 likes, man. We're going to turn up the phone lines right now because I want to talk to you guys. Bro, we've been horrible at defense. This team is just not it right now. And the haters will say we were never it. Bullshit, man. We were playing good. We were consistently getting to 130 points before the gum flapper went off. All right, I don't care what nobody says. They must all be related to Rich Paul if they defending this motherfucker because he single-handedly slaughtered the team chemistry. He came in here talking about trade everybody, bench this guy, trade this guy. All right, when we were winning, we were at the time, I believe, 11 or 12 games over 500. We are now only 9 games over 500. We have lost 3 in a row for the first time this year. Before then, we hadn't even lost 2 in a row. Okay, before that, we hadn't even lost 2 games in a row. Now we lost 3. And I don't know how long this is going to keep going for. We play again on Sunday, but I don't know. We're not playing together. This is not an individual sport. All right, they're going one-on-one to the basket. Luka, too many step backs contested. LeBron, too many contested layup drives. Austin, too injured. It's all bad right now, and they got to get it together. I do think we need a starting lineup change, though, because we have been letting teams get off the hook early, okay? Again, tonight, the Houston Rockets get off to a 37-point first quarter, essentially winning the game there, 37-25. The game was over by the first quarter. Okay, you can't have that. If you want to be a true championship contender, you cannot have that. Sis says, I think Vandal was 3 of 4 from threes, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And by the way, the reason I want him infused into the starting lineup is not even that. The reason is defense. We need a defensive-offensive balance, right? The way Luka got to the finals when he was on the Mavericks, they had defenders around him. PJ Washington, Derek Lively. They had defenders, right? My guy Precaution says, yes, Rui needs to go for real, bro. We need a microwave like Malik Monk off the bench. Been saying it since before the year started. Not that Rui needs to go, but we do need a microwave type player off the bench. And I agree with that take. I agree. Lakers defense is the main problem. It's one of the problems, but the offense is a problem too. We can't get to 120 when we're consistently getting to 130. What happened, chat? What happened? Seriously, what happened? I need to know because this is an embarrassment. But hey, we got a super chat.
Oh, thank you so much, super chat. Detailer will be so proud. Oh, I'm like, oh, it's too hot. Oh.
My guy, Mamba Mentality said, once we beat a low-table team, we'll break the losing streak, but that's not good enough anymore. Lakers owe us a good W versus OKC or a contending team for the 3 bad L's. Merry Christmas, Dan, a Lakers fan. Thank you, brother, for the super chat, and Merry Christmas to you, man. Yeah, look, Lakers not going to ruin my Christmas. I've been blessed this year, man, and I'm just lucky to have you guys in my family and my girl in my life. So, and you guys are blessed as well, man. For all your blessings, count your blessings. Lakers can't ruin it anymore. When I was younger, they would have ruined my Christmas with a game like this. Getting used to these Christmas Day losses. I think it's 3 years in a row. I was there at Staples like 2 years ago when we played Boston and we got blown out. Right? So it's like, I'm not gonna lie, the LeBron era, it's been blowout after blowout on Christmas. It's like we don't have the same passion. LeBron mentioned he'd rather be at home. Right? So I get it. They're not bringing that same energy. Everybody from Luka to LeBron, everybody. And that's unfortunate because we fans get up for these games and we get excited. Man, I'm going to stop putting away my expectations for Christmas Day games, at least as far as the Lakers go. Look, there were multiple games on the slate, and we had by far the worst one. Right? At least the Spurs-Thunder game was interesting early on. Golden State, Dallas was interesting. New York versus Cleveland was the best game of the day. We had the worst game on Christmas, y'all. It tells me that in this LeBron era, guys don't want to get up for this game. Whatever the reason is, leadership is poor, LeBron too old, that doesn't care about him anymore. Whatever it is, chemistry's off regardless of this game or not. I'm more devastated by the way we've been playing than You know, it's one thing if we lost by a couple of points and at least we fought. We didn't even fucking fight. JJ got to be held accountable too, because JJ is a stubborn mule who's not making the proper rotations and he's not making the proper substitutions. Like, seriously, when the injuries were happening, we were playing guys like a Dutiro, and all of a sudden they're completely out of the rotation. Like, what can you expect? What can you expect? My guy, Damien, appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much, brother. Merry Christmas. Asking for Malik Monk when offense isn't our problem. Well, he's not my priority target, but I wouldn't be mad at him off the bench because we do need a bench. Offensively, we don't have a lot of scoring. But that's not the issue. The issue is chemistry. I blame chemistry more than anything. People say it's defense. Defense, you need communication and chemistry to be on the same page. And you need to have the right rotations and the right starting lineup and bench unit. We don't have that right now. Right now, we don't have it. For whatever the reason is, we don't have it. The chemistry is shot, though. For me, the biggest issue is not offense or defense. Yes, defense is probably second on my chart. But the number one thing is chemistry. Guys are playing like individuals. Again, 20 assists only is bullshit. Okay, especially when we're not making individual plays and we're forcing individual shots, it is BS. You know, we're not moving that rock. That's the main problem. We were doing it earlier in the season. Rich Paul happened. Now we're averaging less than 30 assists. We're averaging less than 25 since Rich Paul happened. So blame whatever you want. I blame everything. I blame the chemistry, the lack of communication, the coaching staff, everything. And the front office might have to make a move here to bring in some new blood. So Rich Paul wins, right? That's what he wanted. He didn't care about winning with the current team. He wanted to trade. Well, guess what, Rich Paul? It might have worked because now you might get that. Not that we already weren't at our own pace. But what's worse is if we make it a trade now, let's just say we made a trade tomorrow, it comes out of desperation because we lost 3 in a row. We need to get back on winning track before we can make a trade from a position of power. You know, otherwise teams are going to smell blood. And that's just the way it goes, man. A lot of our losses have been by double digits. And that's the embarrassing part. That's probably the worst part. That's probably the worst part right there is that we're losing, you know, these battles, man, from the outskirts, man, by double digits, bro. And we need a starting lineup change first and foremost. I would suggest starting Vando over Rui. Rui put up a bagel anyways. Vando had 11, and that's not even the issue. The issue is the defensive energy and effort. You put in Vando next to Ayton with LeBron, with Austin, with Luka, you have a little bit of a better balance. You want even more balance? You bench Austin. You put in Marcus Smart with Luka, with LeBron, with Vando, with Ayton. Now you got some really good defenders. You got 3 good defenders out of the 5, eliminating some of our defensive problems. But you got to experiment. You got to try things. You can't sit on your hands, JJ. We getting blown out 3 games in a row on Christmas. And by the way, everybody who went to that game deserves their refund. Nobody should be treated to this type of Christmas, especially when they paid a premium to get inside the door, okay? They paid a premium to get inside only to get slaughtered in your house. And the Lakers gave no effort. Embarrassing, all right? If I'm Luka, if I'm LeBron, if I'm Austin, I'm taking a chunk out of my check and giving it back to the fans. That was, I don't know what the fuck that was. That wasn't the Lakers. Excuse my language, guys. It is Christmas. I'm getting to the point where I'm over it. I'm not. We're still 9 games over 500. We're still 9 games over 500, chat. We're still 9 games over 500. So we're there. We're right there. But again, it's more. And it's more than just Rich Paul. I'm not saying it's just Rich Paul, but that was a turning point for us. And I called it. You know? I don't know, man. It's embarrassing the way the Lakers have been coming out here. That's all I'm saying. As a Laker fan, we expect more than that. 477 in AR to play playoff minutes. That's another thing. This coach is running players into the ground, which is why you're seeing so many injuries happen. He's consistently giving guys way too many minutes. He's out here sounding like Mike D'Antoni in his prime. That's not good, man. That's not good at all. He said, I'm to the point where fire Rob, fire JJ. I'm honestly done with Bron era, man. It's bad. It's really bad right now. But even though we got blown out 3 in a row, we need something, man. We need something. We need something, whether it's a starting lineup change or whatever, but we need something. We can't sit on our hands, all right, before the season goes to shit. We're a couple of losses away for the season going to shit. We lose 3 more in a row. Next thing you know, we're going to find ourselves in the play-in tournament. That's how tough the West is. We couldn't afford to do this, and we did. They didn't want to start defenders around them. And that's the thing. It's common sense, right? I said it before the season started. We needed to start some damn defenders, man, and around Luka Doncic. That is a recipe for success. And Again, it has not happened, yo. I don't know why. Maurice, thank you so much for Cash App, bro. He said, I'm sick of losing like this. No competitive bone. Yo, Maurice. It's one thing to lose back to back to back, but it's another thing to get blown out all 3 games and we make 0 adjustments. It's been the same starting lineup every game. For that, I have to call out the coaching staff. I already went off on Rich Paul last video. I'm not going to do that again. You guys know how I feel about him. But at some point, the team has to look from within. From within, they have to look and they have to see how they can fix it, man. And like my guy said, they didn't want to start defenders around them. Makes no sense, bro. Because none of those 3 are elite defenders. LeBron's not an elite defender at this point of his career anymore. He's an old man. He used to be once upon a time an elite defender. Now he's going to get blown by from time to time. And it's normal. Father Time is undefeated. Can't get mad at him for that. Luka's definitely not an elite defender. He'll have a block here or there or a steal or something, but he's not an elite defender. He gets blown by consistently. Austin, God bless his heart, he tries, takes charges and stuff like that, but he's undersized when they switch. He's exploited. So the only good defender we have is Ayton. That's not enough. You need Marcus out there or Vando at least. I'd put both of them out there. If I'm JJ, I'm going back to the drawing board and I'm saying, okay, Luka can get his points. LeBron can get his points. Austin, we need a bench. Come off the bench. Give us 30-plus minutes off the bench. Vando, you've been giving us amazing effort. You and Marcus Smart get to start next to Luka, LeBron, and Ayton. That's what I would do. That's really what I wanted to do since the start of the season, but I would really do that right now. Expensive price on Christmas Day and to get blown out, bro, that is a scam. That is a scam. My guy Precaution said, I think you got it then. Bench Reeves and Rui. Put Smart and Vando in the starting 5 until we make 2 good trades. It has to be done. We need something. We need something. We need something for sure because we cannot continue to allow this skid to happen right now. If they said LeBron was going to mess up the team chemistry, it happened through a third party. Again, and it's unfortunate that happened, because they look good together. LeBron, Luka, and Austin, when LeBron first came, looked good together. It just didn't fit the clutch narrative. They always feel like they want more. They're never satisfied. You can give them the stars and the moon. You can give them Luka. You probably give them Wemby. They're still gonna feel like, oh, we need another big man alongside Wemby, just like they did. Let's be honest. A lot of the agenda that was being pushed by Clutch to put a big man next to AD, which I agreed with at the time, but now that I think about it, man, a lot of that agenda was pushed by Clutch. They continue to do their dirt, man, and to be honest, a lot of fans are getting tired of that for sure. Real Laker fans, at least. The player fans, they don't give a fuck. They think everything that Rich Paul says and shits is gold, man. And at the end of the day, Rich Paul is an agent, all right? He's never played in the NBA, right? He's a fan just like me, right? So at the end of the day, that's just an opinion. Even if his opinion was correct on some of what he said during his take, it wasn't his place to say it. That's my biggest issue. But again, not going to make that the biggest issue when coaching is slacking, when player effort is trash, when guys already admitting they don't want to be at the Christmas Day game and they play like they don't want to be there. They came out like some chumps. All of them. The spirit of the leaders, Luka, LeBron, and Austin, is wearing on the rest of the team. You can't have that. The best players tonight were role players. You're not going to win games like that. You need your best players to be your star players, right? Vando and Marcus Smart were our 2 best players tonight. By far, it wasn't even close. They're the 2 players that gave maximum effort. I thought the whole team would come out like that. Those 2 guys deserve all the minutes that they can get. But the rest have to get with the fucking program, man. Not again. 3rd year in a row that this team has got dominated on Christmas. 3rd year. How many more years are we going to get dominated on Christmas before we see the pattern and we say, oh, it's not good. We keep this up. We're going to be in trouble in the playoffs. It's supposed to be an important game, chat. It's supposed to be an important game. Why doesn't he try Thero and Manning? You're right. He needs to try everything. And again, needs to try everything, and he needs to just come out here and take care of business. You're the coach. It's your job, man. I saw some fans defending him on Twitter, talking about Laker fans do this every year. We complain about the coach. It's because the coach does this every year. He lacks adjustments, and we get blown out. You can't get blown out back to back to back without there being some criticism. That's a perfect nickname for him. Rich LeVar Paul. I love it. I love that. But now try resetting. I'm not sure why, but try resetting. But I can see all of you guys. Whatever happened to professionalism, guys, let anything take them out of a game. It's Christmas. I don't want to play. Oh, Rich Paul talking about me. I want to hustle. It's ridiculous. It's the new soft era, man. You can thank Curry and the modern stars for that. It's the soft era. These guys don't even show up at the All-Star game. That used to be an honor once upon a time. Remember that? Remember when the dunk contest, everybody wanted to be a part of it? Now nobody wants to be a part of it. They sending G leaguers out there, man. This is a new era mentality, and I blame a lot on the commissioner because the commissioner has a lot to do with holding these players' hands and guiding them through this bullshit. Instead of actually having pushback, one thing I never liked David Stern because of the veto trade, but I give him props on one thing: he had these players really caring about the game and actually trying and wearing suits and shit. Like he had them up to par. But now this is the product we get with the new commissioner, man. Christmas Day games are just other games. Fucking All-Star games are just whatever games. All right. Playing tournament, they only play because of the money. As if they already didn't make enough. It is embarrassing. Players got to get with the program, or the fans are going to stop giving a fuck just like them. And they're going to lose a lot of viewership, man. Let's be honest. This modern product of the NBA has been trashed for multiple reasons. For one, way too many fucking free throws. If you guys agree, hit that like button. For one, way too many free throws, chat. Let me go see how many free throws there was in this game because it's just too much. And it slows the quality of the game for sure. Hit that like button. We turn up the phone lines, man. We need 300 likes, and we will turn them up for sure before the stream is over. Let me show y'all just how many free throws we have, okay? I'll show you exactly how many. So, wait, this can't be right. This can't be right. Really? 19 free throws and 11. This is actually one of the lower end free throw games, but even then, usually it's like 40 to 50 free throws per game. Okay, this one was in the 30s, so it was actually okay. But most of these games have been just almost unbearable, man. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Wait, let's see. My guy said, if you're in the NBA Finals, right, and Rich Paul is running his mouth, and these guys disappear in the NBA Finals, I mean, what do you say about these guys? Sure, you can blame Rich Paul, and that's my concern. It's not about that. See, I think you're missing the point. It's not just Rich Paul. It's the fact that players feel like one of their leaders backs him up. And like Rich Paul is echoing his sentiment. Whether it's true or not, players feel like LeBron James is legit and is going to trade him. That's going to kill your chemistry anytime. Remember a couple of years ago when LeBron wanted AD and it became public and it leaked, and Brandon Ingram and Lonzo were balling out that season, and it ended up impacting their play, and we fell off. Injuries also struck, so it wasn't just that. But that's what happens, man. It's more than just Rich Paul. It's the fact that they believe that they're going to get traded. So they start playing different. They stop sharing the ball because they feel like they need to score more to prove themselves. It's a lot of things, man. It affects the psyche. It's easy for us as fans to say, oh, they should just be strong and this, and that. But it's a chemistry killer, especially, again, when it's within the locker room. It's that simple, man. That simple. Everything was going good until that happened. Let's be honest. Since that happened, we've played 5 games. We barely won one of them, and it took a foul to do it. Otherwise, we'd be 1-4. But we have not lost 3 in a row, and they have all been blowouts. It's not a coincidence because this, for the most part, the same lineup. Mind you, earlier in the year, we had more injuries, so they can't even blame the injuries. We were figuring out ways to win because the chemistry was there. We were loving the chemistry. Now look what's happened. That's not the only issue, however. Like I said, JJ has to be better. He has to hold players accountable. Changes in the lineup have to be made. Everything. If JJ doesn't, he's going to be on the hot seat. He's going to be the next person we talk about. It sucks, man. And we shouldn't have to go through this on Christmas, guys. But we did. And again, they ruined Christmas Day watching for me because the games were phenomenal until we got to the Laker game. And we get this lethargic ass individualism. No team camaraderie. Only 20 assists is an embarrassment. And in the last couple, like 4 or 5 games, we've been averaging less than 25. That's not good. That's not good. We're beating top teams in the West earlier in the season and in the East. So that's not an excuse. I don't want to hear it because it's top teams in the West. You're getting blown out. You're not even competing. You're not even competing. That's my biggest issue. If you lost this game by 2 or 3 points, I'd be disappointed, but I wouldn't be upset. There's a difference between losing and getting your ass whooped. You know, it's not good. Something is telling me Mark Walter is sitting back with a notepad jotting everything down. We're going to find out. This is going to be Mark Walter's first trade deadline. So we're going to find out what he's made of. And I think we'll see. If the Dodgers have anything to do with it, there will be some moves. And from what I'm hearing, we are very active this season so far. It's not even close to the trade deadline yet, but they've already made some calls. They already called in to Herb Jones for the Pelicans, you know? It sucks, man, but maybe things have to blow up before they can get better. You know, maybe there needs to be some fights in the locker room or something. Guys need to hold each other accountable. It's such a passive NBA, you know? It's such a passive NBA. Let's see here. JJ said last interview, we are going into this game with the right mindset. What's right mindset, JJ? Being stubborn in your rotations. JJ sometimes talks a lot, and it's the coach's job to kind of talk and ease our mind, but he's not right. JJ's wrong on this one. From the beginning of the year, we said we needed more defense in the starting lineup, and they're able to mask a lot of that based off of matchups and based off of a hot early start. But every single game, we're getting off the bad half, and I told you guys this would catch up to us and eventually come back to bite us in the ass, and that's exactly what's happened. It's biting us in the ass. We get off the slow starts. You know, we get off the extremely slow starts, and it's not a good thing, man. It's not a good thing, you know. But hey, we got another $10 super chat. Appreciate you, man.
Yes! Super chat and a half.
And this time, I'll keep it all.
I love the Grinch, man. It always cheers me up. Not to bash on my fellow content creators. I'm tired of some saying we need to start players because they're in their contract year. You don't see OKC, Knicks saying that. We need to do what's best for the team. That's true. That's true. It's not about the individual player, but a lot of times, let's keep it a buck. Teams will do what they feel is in their best interest long-term, not short-term. So maybe Austin doesn't get benched. But Rui sure as heck can. He put up a bagel on Christmas Day. You know, he's not averaging 25 plus like Austin. Austin, you can make the argument, all right, he's a bucket getter. He's been hurt, though, so he's not even been that. At least while he's hurt, at least for sure bring him off the bench and see how we do there. But, man, it sucks, man. It truly sucks. And, again, we might need to hit rock bottom before we can start climbing to the top again. But I thought we had turned the corner with this team. We were at 1 point 12 games over 500. And I said, oh, man, we're headed towards 20-plus games over 500. We're headed to the top. And we're going to do so much better. And sure enough, man, here we go. Here we go with the distractions off the court. Here we go now with the Lakers. And, again, the players got to be held accountable, all of them. I hope that the coaching staff shows them and annoys them with a lot of film of them being lackadaisical on defense and not sharing the rock enough on offense. We didn't. 20 assists is not enough. We should be averaging 30 easily. We got plenty of playmakers. You got LeBron, you got Luka, you got Austin. You should be averaging plenty of assists, okay? And with those three by themselves, we should be close to 30, right? At least over 25 minimum. The fact that we're getting less than 25 is a problem. And it tells me that the chemistry isn't firing right now. It's not good for whatever reason. Benaya says, we lack dogs on our team. Outside of Marcus Smart, we have puppies. Well, Marcus Smart and Vando. Those are our two dogs right there. But you're right. You're absolutely right. And everybody else is coming out here jumping on us, man. The Rockets have plenty of dogs. They got plenty of players. They got guys like Steven Adams. You know, they got that one twin kid. I mean, they're just, you know, the Rockets are a different team, man. And it seems like everybody's ascending this year in the West while the Lakers aren't. Right, we should have been after the Luka trade. We should have really used that to catapult us to the top and made a run, but we haven't. Now we're the 5th seed in the West right now, currently at 19-10. We're only a half a game over Houston, a half a game. Minnesota has passed us; they're now 20-10. The Denver Nuggets are 21-8. The San Antonio Spurs have ascended, and I told you guys they're the most dangerous young team in the league. They have now won 9 out of the last 10 games, and they have won 8 in a row. Right, they're catching up to OKC. They're only 2 games behind OKC. Mind you, they have swept them so far this season, 3-0. So watch out for San Antonio. That's a new team we got to worry about in the West. The West has gotten better, and we're still the same. That shouldn't have happened. But again, I put it on everything from chemistry to coaching staff to Rob not making the right moves that he has to make. Hopefully he does. this trade deadline to everybody. Now, Mark Walter, we'll see how he does this trade deadline, but if he does nothing, we're going to have to hold him accountable too. As much as I'm rooting for him and I'm excited about him. Let's see. Get Rob out of here. That has been an echoed sentiment for years, Tasia. For years. And I'm honest with you. I think he's on a hot seat. Even though he acquired Luka last year and we gave him a lot of love and respect and props for it, still been a lot left to be desired, you know? It's something else, man. We can agree we're glad track meet Gabe is on the bench. Gabe, there's a lot of dead roster slots on this team. Maxi Kleber's another one. He hasn't made any impact. He had like one good game this season. Since then, man, it's been bad after that. You know, he misses a lot of games, and when he's out there, he doesn't give you maximum effort. You know, I don't know. Maxi Kleber just isn't the guy who they traded away from Dallas. You know, for some reason, when we acquire players here, they end up being a shell of themselves. Look at Kendrick Nunn the last couple of years. Look at Gabe Vincent. Now Maxi. I thought Maxi would give us something, some rebounding, three-point shooting. He hadn't gave a shit. What did Maxi have tonight? Let's pull his card right now. Let's pull his stats and call him out right quick. What the heck did Maxi Kleber have tonight? Let's go see. Let's go see. I'm pretty sure it was nothing. Maxi Kleber. He had 2 points on 1 for 4 shooting from the field, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 steal, -8 on the plus minus in 6 minutes. Not going to help us. All right. Let me tell you the dead weight players on this roster right now. I'm going to name them right now. Maxi Kleber, 1. Dalton Connect, 2. Okay. Bronny James, sorry. Got to throw him in there, 3 because he's not getting no minutes. Right. Those are dead weight roster slots right now. And by the way, tonight we played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys off the bench. So a total of 12 players played tonight. Wasn't enough. Those guys only get minutes during garbage time. You know, it's, again, this team is just not playing together. 96 points for a team that has 3 stars on it. And listen, people wanted to blame Austin when he was here. He was cooking earlier this year. People want to blame Luka that he doesn't pass the ball enough. He's also was cooking earlier this year. People want to blame LeBron. LeBron has had his good games this year too. But they're playing as individuals right now. I'm sorry. They all get a little bit of a slice of the pie. You can't just single out one without the other. And again, I think JJ has been pretty pathetic, in the words of my good friend Die Hard here. Gotta be better, man. Gotta be better. Like, why isn't Adu Thero playing when you see that the league is trending towards the youth? Right? This guy's sitting there. How many minutes he got tonight? They were all garbage time minutes. My guy Adu Thero got 3 minutes, fam. 3 minutes. Okay, it's just not good enough. It's not good enough. What are we gonna do? Another Christmas ruined by the Lakers. Not entirely, but basketball-wise. Right? Let's see. Sin says we've only really beat the T-Wolves and the Spurs without Fox. In the West, any athletic team can play up on our big 3 and get into passing lanes, basically shut this team down. Well, we can't say that. Son, we can't say we've only beat those teams. We beat some pretty good teams when they were hot early on, like the Portland Trailblazers. We beat some pretty good teams when they were hot early on, and we did it with guys missing. We were playing the right way earlier. That's the bottom line. We were averaging over 25 assists per game. We're easily scoring into the 130s. Now we can't even get to 100. Let's be honest, right? We're getting into the 130s. As of late, the trust has been lost. We can't even get into 100 points. You're not going to win a lot of games if you can't get it to 100 points. Not in the modern NBA where everybody averages 110 and up, right? Solo says JJ doesn't make adjustments, nor does he run plays. Guys just having on-court seats. They ain't there to play. They just watch Bron and Luka. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to turn on the phone lines. I don't know how many likes we got. I said 300. Pretty sure you guys will get me there. Keep hitting that like button. But let me go ahead and turn on the phone lines, guys. I want to hear what you guys got to say, because I know everybody's frustrated. This might be your only opportunity in a while. We haven't had Phone Call Friday in a while due to the holidays and stuff. So click the link if you want to come up and, give us your peace of mind and how you feel about this Laker team and where you feel we need to go. What's the biggest issue? If you have anything to debate with me, here is your opportunity, man. We're doing it before we even hit the 300 likes. I know you guys will get me there, but there you go. The link is in the chat. All you gotta do is click on it, come on up on stage, because I know a lot of people got a lot of things to say. You know, I want to hear it in person. Maybe we can go back and forth. But again, disappointing. Again, this is the third straight year that I believe the Lakers have lost during Christmas Day. Third straight year. And all 3 years we have come up short in the playoffs. Is this a sign of things to come, or is it just, are we just being paranoid? Like, what do you guys think? Call in right now. Let's bring in our first caller, and it's not a Laker fan, it's a Warrior fan. My guy Darius. Darius, what's up, man?
How you doing, Dan?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right. Had a good Christmas up until Laker game, man. But how you feeling about the Lakers and what you saw tonight, man?
Even then, I fell asleep during the fourth quarter just because how bad it was getting.
Yeah, it's gotten pretty bad. What do you think is, like, as an outsider fan looking in? What do you think is the biggest issue with this Laker team right now?
I think like the Lakers, man, they lack some youth. Similar to my team, we lack youth.
Do you think that's what it is? You think it's youth? Well, the oldest players we have are Marcus Smart and LeBron. Everybody else is under 29. You know, so even more so than youth, I think it's athleticism and better coaching, man, and better rotations. The effort isn't there. I can't blame that on the youth. You know,
Yeah.
like our average age, I think, is 27 right now. This is what our average age is, which is pretty good. It's prime basketball years. So I don't think the age is an excuse, man. But congratulations, man. I saw your Warriors win tonight. Congratulations on you guys' win, man. At least your Christmas was good. How was your Christmas with your family, man? Everything good?
Yeah, of course. As I dropped a comment earlier, that I got the Anthony Edwards City Edition jersey, the Prince.
Nice. Okay. Oh, man, I'm glad you had a very Merry Christmas. Thank God it wasn't a Curry jersey, you know? But yeah, no, shout out to the Ant-Man jersey, man. That's a pretty fire one to have for sure. Well, I'm glad you had a good Christmas, brother. Thank you so much for the call, man. I'm gonna take the next caller, but appreciate
Yeah.
you as always, my guy Darius. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, get some back to more football.
Yes,
That's
sir.
interesting.
Let's get it. Playoffs around the corner. Let's get some football in there. All right, brother. Have a good
All
one.
right, take care.
Let's bring in our next caller, man. My guy Solo. What's up, Solo?
Yeah, what up, Dan? How's it going? Merry Christmas.
It's going, man. Merry Christmas, by the way. Merry Christmas.
Man, this team, dude, it's frustrating to be on a 3-game losing streak and losing the way that we're losing. It's more than just opponents being better than us. It's us beating ourselves and guys just not showing any type of effort. It's all the way around. It's from our coaching staff all the way down to the players. It seems like nobody's just. It seems like everyone's disinterested in being professionals. You know, JJ Redick, he's stubborn. You know, he doesn't want to play these young guys. And this is a league where all these top teams in the West, they not only have top stars, but they're young. You know, and we can't keep beating a dead horse. We've seen, you know, the lineups where we have LeBron James, you know, AR and Luka, and it's just all offense, zero defense, and we struggle in games. Yeah, we'll get hot, get on a good run, and blow a team out. But when our shots aren't falling, what do we have to really lean on? You know, we're terrible at the free throw. We don't rebound well. Defense is terrible. You know, and those are things that you need to hang your hat on when you can't score, you know. And Luka's just been on this spree of just jacking up crazy shots. And when they don't go in, he just gets disinterested, frustrated with the referees that they ain't calling calls, and it completely takes him out the game. And it has a ripple effect on this team.
Do you think Luka and LeBron are on the same page, or you think there's some sort of a minor division there? Because you're right, Luka's been jacking up hella shots, man. And earlier in the year, he was jacking up similar shots, but it was mainly when he gets hot. You know, now it's just he don't care. He's flinging them out there like a catapult, man. Just letting it fly.
There has to be something there because the game, our style of play has significantly changed because we were getting high assist totals early on in the season, when we were, playing at our best, moving the ball around. And that's what kind of surprised me early on in the season is seeing the ball movement between everyone and
Yeah.
how good I mean, not JJ, but how good Luca and AR were playing together, you know?
Yeah.
But now we aren't getting any top play from any of them, you know? And I don't understand what it is with guys who just don't show up, who can't show up, especially when it's our leaders. Our leaders have to be the main ones to set the tone for the team. If these guys can't freaking get the team going, then we're swimming up creek without a paddle. You know what I'm saying? It's just terrible.
What would be the doctor's first orders, man, starting the new year? What would you do? You're the GM of the Lakers right now, man. You making a trade or you forcing JJ ready to make a starting lineup change? What would you like to see first? You think
I'm
it's
forcing
premature?
JJ to make a lineup change
Okay.
because as of right now, I don't know the trade that's really gonna help this team if there's a chemistry issue. You know what I'm saying? So we're
Preach.
we're moving assets and things like that when the main issue isn't being corrected. And it has to be something in that locker room, chemistry wise, to where guys aren't trusting each other because it's clearly disjointed out there on the court.
Agreed.
Um, so it's like, why give up these type of assets, right? When we kind of have a better shot in the offseason with even more assets to make a bigger splash and make a trade that could not only help us now, but in the long term, because right now I think if we make a move, I don't really see anybody that they could get that could, like I said, change the direction of this team. It's just like putting a bandage on a gunshot wound. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would try to force JJ to make an adjustment, a lineup change, and to force him to play some of these younger guys, man.
Yeah.
Nick Smith needs to get that run because he's a good, he's a solid guard who can attack these defenses. He's quick and he could do the drive and kicks. We need to give Thero some run because he looks pretty good. He looks solid defensively. Let's see what he can do. Let's give him a little bit more time. And with that experience, they can only get better.
You know
I'm
what I
sick.
think happens, man? I think these coaches become possessive because their record is on the line, right? So I think a lot of these coaches are scared to put the team in the hands of the youth. But what JJ being such an analytical guy, he has to look around the league and look at the top teams in the league and see that they're giving the reins to the youth, man. That's why these young players like the Spurs are flourishing, obviously the Thunder last year, young teams like the Detroit Pistons, they're flourishing because they got a lot of youth and they're leaning heavily on it. And does that mean that sometimes it won't be sloppy? No, it'll be sloppy, but you got to allow the youth to grow through it and to play
Yeah.
through it better through it so that once we get closer to playoff time, these guys will have some experience instead of, you tying your hand, like putting your hands together like this and not knowing what to do in the playoffs when your A team is not, working.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that's what
And
happened last year with JJ. I think last year he didn't give none of the youth any burn. He gave some burn to Dalton early in the season, but he completely took it away when the veterans came back. And that came back to bite him because he couldn't play nobody in the playoffs at that point.
right.
So I think
Exactly.
that's the biggest issue. I think JJ gets complacent knowing that he has a lot of vets that he can lean on, and he completely turns a blind eye to the youth, and that's gonna hurt you, man. It's a young man's league right now.
And
Young
as a
man,
coach, he has to learn how to utilize those vets, but in tandem with the young guys that we have on this team.
right?
It's not to just run our vet players into the ground. You have to share some of that knowledge with the young squad where you can also preserve your top talent. The goal is to make it to the playoffs and eventually win a championship. But if you're going to run your guys into the ground, what's the point? Because when you get there, everybody's going to be tired and you're not trusting anybody but them. So that's why I'm glad that we had this new ownership because I think this team, for the most part, throughout the years, had a mentality to just swing for the fences and make that home run shot, but in this new league, you can't really do that anymore. You have to be able to trust young talent to come in here. You can't just build a super team and think you're going to make it all the way. It's not going to happen that way. There's too many deep teams with good young talent. Like if you think even if you made a move and you got Giannis up in here, you got Luka, AR, Giannis, we're not doing anything, man. I'm telling you, it's not going to work because if we don't have the right role players, good young talent that you will actually trust to run alongside those guys, it's going to be a complete and utter failure.
Yeah.
And we've seen it time and time again with these super teams that don't make it. So
from the beginning, JJ came in, man, and he said he was going to stick to an 8 to 9 man rotation. I knew there was something off because I don't like not having depth during the regular season, running your guys into the ground. Now you're extra thin when you get to the playoffs, if you even get there,
Right.
So, yeah, man, I agree with everything you said so far, man. Spot on call. I got to say, man, lovely picture, man. Love is in the air. Happy
Absolutely.
holidays to my guy Solo, man. It is good to see you on here, man, and appreciate the phone call, my brother. Hopefully you had a wonderful one, man.
I did. Thank you for having me on, man.
Yes, sir.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, brother. Peace.
Peace.
My guy Solo with a golden call right there, man. He touched on a lot of good points right there. He said, even if we trade for Giannis, so we deplete the roster, this league is all about depth. You're going to need depth, period. And I don't know if this coaching staff is capable, at least not JJ, of using said depth. He usually goes 9-man rotation. It truly has bothered me since he announced it before he even coached a single game. Like, I saw the potential. He's got the potential to be a great coach. I like his potential. He needs to stop being stubborn. He needs to play those other guys. Tonight he played 12 people only because it was garbage minutes. But we need at least 10-man rotation, on a regular basis. All right, let's bring in our next caller. We got a couple more. My guy D Prince, what's up, man? All the way from the Philippines. How you doing, bro?
Hey Dan, how you doing? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, bro. Good to see you, man. How you been? Let me turn off the comments just so we can see you. All right, there you go.
Yeah, can you hear me clearly right now?
Yes, sir. Can hear you, can see you clearly. How was your Christmas?
Everything's good. Spent a lot of time with family, and we had fun. Visited some friends on Christmas Day.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's always a very cool Christmas celebration. How about you?
Great, brother. Hey, it was this Christmas. I spent it privately here with me and my girl, but it's always great, man, just to be with the loved one and switch it up because I'm always out and about on Christmas. So it's good to be here home and spend time with my loved one, man. But awesome, man. Glad to hear it. Now I got to hear your take on the Lakers. Now we're going to turn into the conversation. I want to hear about the Lakers. What's your take? How are you feeling about them?
I'm very disappointed. It's a Christmas Day game. I actually prepared for it. Set up some good sound system here at home just to watch it, enjoy it. And man, at the start of the game, it's already they were already playing bad. And what's this shit, man? I'm sorry, excuse my language as well, but we prepared for this Christmas Day game just to see that kind of game from them. Lack of effort, lack of ball movement, turnovers left and right. I can't even be mad at the Houston Rockets. They're playing very, very good basketball. They're sharing the ball. Their superstar is being a good example, Kevin Durant. Chemistry is just really off right now, and JJ is being stubborn right out there with his rotations. Keep on forcing Rui, even if he's almost useless out there. Instead of starting Vando the start of second half, he started Rui. We were just down 10 at the half. We could have done something in that to get back in the game by starting Vando instead of Rui. But he started with the same lineup, and Austin got hurt, and there's just a lot of issues in this team right now. Dan, I can't even point one thing to be specific. And I hate that Rich Paul comments as well, but I wish that the Lakers could have shown like something to prove him wrong instead of playing out there really bad that he's proving him right instead of proving him wrong. So there's really a lot of issues from this team. I can even pinpoint one solution to it. Just as it. I just really want to, get in here really badly to have some rant with you guys because you're a Lakers family. So yeah, that's just it then.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you had a wonderful day first and foremost, man. That's most important. And again, we're old enough and mature enough to know that the Lakers cannot ruin our Christmas. You know, they
Yeah.
can ruin it basketball wise. You know, because they had the worst game from all the Christmas Day games. But I gotta say, man, I'm really disappointed in the fact that we cannot solve the slow start issue. Every first quarter, we seem to lose it for the most part this season, especially after the Rich Paul comments. We've been losing a
Yeah.
lot of quarters, and subsequently, I have warned against this earlier in the year, saying we're building up bad habits. They're going to bite us down the road, because we were losing this first half because we were getting off the better second half starts and we were winning those games, but that hasn't been the case the last 3 games. We've been losing the first halves and losing the games entirely. So teams are starting to catch on that we like to turn it up and be a second half team. How would you solve that, man? If you were JJ Redick, what would you do to the lineup to solve the slow starts, both defensively and offensively?
Yeah, before I answer that, Dan, there's a reason why I believe we are still undefeated in clutch games or clutch record, and that is because we either rally from a very huge deficit and beat the team by a very small margin, or we lose from I mean, we blow a very big lead and win on. We have to win on the clutch. So there's a reason why that we have a record like that. And if we lose, we lose very very badly. We lose on blowout games. I think most of our losses are blowout game or blowout losses. So which is why we are a top 5 team, but we have a negative point differential, I believe, right now, if I'm not mistaken, or a very very small plus in the point differential. So there's something wrong with really like either a slow start or a bad finish to the game. So if I'm JJ Redick, I'm really tweaking the starting lineup to put in more defensive guys. And I agree with you. I agree with Solo as well. And I think we need to uh, instill Bando instead of Rui and Austin Reeves off the bench in favor of Marcus Smart. That way, we balance the offense and defense, and we'll improve our bench scoring, and we can still put in Luca and Austin Reeves in the needed situations if we need to. But others really need to solve the poor start, and that I think we can solve that by instilling more defensive guys instead of pure offense. And yeah, that's just it. And we need trades still, I think, but there's no point of screaming trades right now because teams are not even willing to do deals yet. So we really need to no, the solution is really internally at the moment, but not trades. And yes, as I agree with Solo that he said earlier, even if we do some trades, we cannot solve it. We cannot solve the chemistry by it. So it's like we are having infection, and we keep on solving the fever issue, but we don't give antibiotic to treat the main problems. Just still the same story. Just like if we trade Wiggins, if JJ wants to use him properly, the still
Right.
uses will still have the same problem. So
Right.
I think that's it.
I agree, man. I agree. Great take, my guy. And again, happy holidays, man. I'm glad you and your family spent the time together. And, hopefully the Lakers will improve. Definitely got some new developments here coming up. But thank you so much for the call. D Prince, appreciate you, man.
Yeah, of course, Dan. Always a pleasure to be in here, and enjoy the rest of the holidays with
You
you and
too,
your
my brother.
family.
Happy holidays and a happy new year, man. Have a good one, bro.
Peace out, man.
Shout out to my guy D Prince, man. Phenomenal call. By the way, little development here. JJ Redick was really pissed in the post-game conference. This is what he had to say. And I quote, he says, "I won't tolerate another 53 games of this. Saturday's practice is going to be uncomfortable for some players." So he's really, really pissed off, which is a good thing. You got to be pissed off after a game like this. I would be. I would have been raging, man. I would have been raging in that locker room. So JJ really, really frustrated. Also, Jake Larabia saying what I've been saying, right? He said that there is a disconnect within the team right now, but could not quite verbalize what it was or what's causing it. We know what it was. Again, I made a video about it as soon as it happened. So JJ Redick admitting to all the Rich Paul fans and all all those people that were in denial that there is a disconnect within this team, which wasn't there earlier because, again, women lie, men lie, but the numbers won't. Okay, the numbers told us the whole story before this little quote that little Mr. Rich Paul had, right? So, again, let's go back and bring our last caller, man, my guy, Maurice. Maurice, brother, what are your thoughts on what JJ Redick said? He basically said he's gonna put his foot up somebody's ass during practice because he's tired of the bullshit, and he said he won't tolerate another 55 games of this. What do you think about that?
I honestly don't really know if I give a damn about the fact that he said that, because at the end of the day, there's been many other games that we done fucking lost, and he done said the same shit. And he done said he was gonna hold guys accountable, and yet the team comes back and they do the exact same thing. It's just that when we win, yeah, he gets passed because we win. But when we lose by a hell of a lot, which damn near all of our losses has been by a hell of a lot, it's like he comes on the conference and he says the exact same thing. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm getting to the point to where you got to show me, bro. You got to show me. You can't.
I agree.
Oh, my fault. You go ahead.
You can't publicly come out and say this and then not hold players accountable, because you will lose the locker room. So now he has to make it really uncomfortable, and he has to come out here and make things happen for sure. This is kind of what I wanted to hear after a game like this, for sure.
It sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good. We need to see action though, and hopefully we do see the action, because otherwise, a coach like this saying stuff like this will lose the locker room if he doesn't put plan to action. Luca also elaborated, said everybody has to give better effort, starting with me. Yes, we know that, Luca. We know that. We need to see it now. Austin Reeves,
I know him too.
Yeah, for sure. But I do like the fact that he's making a promise here, saying there won't be 53 more games like this. Okay, and he has to. We need to see a very motivated team the next game. If not, he needs to bring down the hammer of Thor and start benching even starters, man, in my opinion. How do you feel about that?
I'm already at the point to where I'm about ready to, not even about ready. I would actually like Rui to get benched. I would love for Rui to get benched. Bring in Vando. I'm a little iffy on Austin being benched. And the only reason that is because of the fact that he's averaging 20 some points a game. But I'm gonna be honest, he has been looking like he's been on the decline as of late. So the way he's been playing as of late, I actually might want to put him on the bench too, and actually make it to where Marcus Smart and I was about to say Rui again. No, Marcus and Vando, actually starts with Luca and Bron and Aiden. I think that would be a better starting lineup, and I honestly think that would work better. But another thing that I'm also, how many threes did we take up for this game?
Let me check. It's the exact number. I don't have it with me. I'll tell you right now. We took a grand total of 33s. We went 11 for 30.
Okay, so 33s is the limit that I would hold them to. Mm-hmm. Anything more than that, if you're not making them like that, stop taking them like that. Like, Luca needs to stop jacking up shots. He needs to stop trying to foul bait. I'm getting sick and tired of that because he complains to the ref too much. I need LeBron to stop foul baiting. Don't complain to the ref too much. Get back on defense. Mm-hmm. I need, and Austin Reeves did that last game. He foul baited and, instead of getting back on defense, was complaining to the ref. And I'm just like, yo, that's not what we need to be seeing y'all do. Like, we need to see effort. And it noticed that the games that we won, the effort was there. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, we blown big leads because the effort went away on defense. And teams exploited it. But other than that, we see what the team look like when they give maximum effort. Yep. Even the Spurs game, when we played against the Spurs and we won, the effort was there. Mm-hmm. We just need to get back to that effort. That effort went away once good old rich shit wanted to get on podcasts and fucking just say bull crap. And now look how they playing. Which honestly, they need to put they big boy pants on, and they need to not let that get to them.
Let me tell you something. There was a lot of naysayers on my last video and on my last tweet. I got like 1,800 likes on my last tweet, but I pretty much said that ever since Rich Paul flapped his gums, the Lakers haven't been playing like a unit. My guy, insider, the best insider you can get, a Lakers player, Jake LaRavia, just came out and echoed my exact sentiments. They didn't want to elaborate, but he said that they're not playing the right way right now. They're not playing together. So I was right about that. Whether the haters like to admit it or not, I was right. And I will tell you this, as long as they don't get the chemistry together, this team is not going anywhere. Simple as that. But there needs to be a players-only meeting. There needs to be coaches and players meeting. And then you get right, because 3 games losing in a row is not as bad as like the sky isn't falling. However, getting blown out 3 games in a row, and one of those being on Christmas, that is an atrocity, Maurice. But hopefully they can turn it around, man, because I don't know. I don't know right now. It's looking bad.
I have a question. Because I know you asked the question to the other guy. Do you think that there's a disconnect between Luka and LeBron? I would actually like to ask the question: do you think that it's a disconnect between the team and LeBron?
Yeah, I do. I think, and I mentioned it in that Rich Paul video. I think the reason why there's a disconnect is because when your agent says something like everybody needs to be traded and this guy needs to come off the bench, you need to come out here and talk to the locker room and make it known that, hey, listen, those are his thoughts and his opinions. I like my team. I think we're good enough to compete. And that probably didn't happen. At least we didn't hear no reports about it.
And Brian didn't do shit.
Right. So what happens is now it sounds like, and even if it's not fair to LeBron, because LeBron didn't say nothing, it sounds like those are his sentiments that are being echoed by his agent. It sounds like those are the conversations that they're having behind closed doors. And so what happens then is, if you know your team wants you traded and he's got the power to do it, or at least he had it in the past, you're going to be looking over your shoulder and you're going to not want to play in unison anymore. Instead, you're going to be looking to get your own, just in case you do get dealt, you still get the paper, So I don't know. It's bad right now. Personally, I think Jake LaRavia just confirmed my thoughts. And let's hope they turn it around, man.
So basically, because of what came with Brian, there's been a disconnect between the whole team.
And remember,
ain't that some shit?
I had my guy here. I had the book author here. And he talked about it. The insider, my guy. He talked about how in that book I read it. He talks about how a lot of teammates sometimes don't trust LeBron because he got too much power with the front office. You know what it reminds me of? When Magic Johnson wanted players traded, and he had a good relationship with Jerry Buss, right? And people were kind of like salty about it, right? That's what it reminds me of. So again, this is not necessarily fully on LeBron, but Rich Paul had a lot to do with it. But the players, I think, the leadership in this team needs to step up and kind of wrangle the guys together. Because right now, I think I think there is a mole in the locker room, and it's because of that, So let's hope that it continues to improve. But how was your holidays, Maurice? Hopefully everything else besides this tonight was good. Oh, I see you. Hey, that's beautiful, man.
That's how it is. That's how it's been. That's how it's been right here. So, man,
you shining, brother. Keep it up, man. Keep it up, man. I got rocking the clean Kobe. That's the Christmas present right there, huh?
Yeah, see, the last Kobe hoodie that I had, it was a purple one. I don't know if you remember. It's like, I think this was in the 2020 year when we had won the championship. I had wore my purple hoodie. It had like all his achievements. It had like him with the stands from the 81-point game, him with the game winner from the Phoenix game. And that hood, I don't know who got it. I don't know who couldn't have taken it or whatever, but I had at my job, we have this thing called, pick a person, you know what I'm saying? I forgot what it was called, but yeah, that's what it was. And so somebody got me my lead person, and I had asked for a Kobe hoodie because I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't know what else it was that I wanted besides, a Kobe hoodie. And I can get it like 5, 6, 7, 10, 12 of those. Those will be my favorite gifts every single year. Like, give me a Kobe hoodie that looks different every single year. I'll take it.
That's right. That's right. Hey, fire, man. Well, you shining on them. Keep shining, Maurice. And as always, man, Merry Christmas, brother. Thank you so much for the call. And Merry Christmas to your family as well, man. Appreciate you.
Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. Been real.
Right, yes, sir, Maurice. Appreciate you, man. I hope to hear from you soon. Talk soon, brother.
All right.
Shout out to Maurice, man. Great phone call again. Great points touched upon. Look, guys, I think things are going to change hopefully for the better. I think JJ just committed himself to that, and I hope he does, man. I hope to learn more about this post-game press conference. I'm probably going to watch it right after this. Sounds like he was really pissed, as he should be. And hopefully he holds these players all the way accountable to the point where he benches some of them if they're not giving effort. We need old school mentality of coaching. I thought that's what JJ would be. So far, he hasn't been that. Okay, he's been playing favorites to guys like Vincent, even though they haven't been playing good, and benching true energy and effort guys like Vando for 8 games, even though he's capable of playing really well. So hopefully that switches around. It's going to be interesting to see what happens moving forward, guys. But again, Luka saying the team needs to be better. Jake LaRabia admitting that they're not playing for each other right now. He said there's a disconnect. That is a very concerning word, and it kind of confirms what we've been talking about with Rich Paul. And let's hope that they can get to the bottom of that and improve. Other than that, that might get really ugly before it gets pretty again. All right. Appreciate you all, man, for tuning in. That's going to wrap it up for me. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful Merry Christmas. Besides this game, again, we're going to put this one on the burner. We're not going to talk about it after tonight. And let's hope for the best. I will see you guys here real soon. Hope you guys have a happy holidays. And don't forget to hit the like button. Again, this video is brought to you and sponsored by Underdog. All right. Underdog promo code DTLF. You guys know what it is. Gets you 75 when you deposit and play your first 5. All right. So tap in. Same thing for Prize Picks. Same thing. Promo code DTLF gets you 50. All right. So make sure you guys tap in there as well. Appreciate it. Have a great, wonderful rest of your night.